Have you ever felt like there's a vivid fire burning inside of you, yearning to break free and illuminate your life? That, my friend, is your vibrant life waiting to bloom. Welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. We are here to empower women just like you to liberate that vibrant life, to live authentically, and to harness the power within.
Our journey will take us through the enlightening realms of energy healing, goal setting, spiritual awakening, and so much more. We're stepping into the light of self-acceptance, of owning our power and potential.
If you have been yearning to dive headfirst into the world of entrepreneurship, or awaken your spirituality, or simply make peace with yourself, your search ends here at the Vibrant Life Podcast. As we embark on this enlightening journey together, we promise to hold your hand through every step of your journey to a more vibrant life.
Your adventure to true empowerment and authentic living begins here. Tap into the vibrant life you've always dreamed of. Subscribe now and join us at the Vibrant Life Podcast. Embrace your vibrant self. Until then, shine on.
Shine on.
Introduce yourself.
Welcome back.
You didn't clap.
Oh, shit.
Welcome back. I am one of your hosts, Cassie, and this is the Vibrant Life Podcast. And this is my giggling friend, Audrey. And we are doing back-to-back podcast recordings for the month of October, where we are talking all about setting our intentions for the holidays. So as she gathers herself, we're going to review that each month at the Vibrant Life and in the Vibrant Life Society and the podcast, we have a theme that we kind of carry throughout the month. And this one is having really healthy holiday season. And then we kind of break it down into each week. So we talk about a personal aspect of that theme, a professional aspect, and then how it applies to a health, whether that be mental health, physical health, spiritual health, and then your wealth. So we'll talk about budgeting for the holidays. We've talked about setting your intentions and being really intentional for yourself. And this week we're talking about your health and the holidays. And I think this is kind of multifaceted because we want to go into the holidays protecting our mental health. We want to be very clear about what our health intentions are. And so we're going to talk about that today.
I love that.
Yeah.
We've
gathered. We've gathered.
I was like, here we go again. I don't know. There's something about getting started that last time that apparently just sent me over the edge, which is fine because then I'm a little bit more bubbly and happy and ready to go.
Yeah. That's the energy we want to bring to our listeners, to you lovely people out there.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that you're like the multifaceted being. So think about yourself and how you want to feel. So we talked about like the intentions of how you want to feel. But I mean, a lot of that does have to do with your body and how you're taking care of it. And when you're running around doing all these things that maybe are overwhelming to you, that is not very good for mental health.
Yes. So one of the things, I've shared this with Audrey, I have a tendency to be a little bit delulu in terms of my health over the holidays for some reason. Like November, my brain's always like, it'd be fun if we tried to get super fit and lose like 1,000 pounds before December. Like, what? And so then I stress about holiday food and I would, try to work out 1,000,000 hours and like all these things. And it was like, I think it was like New Year, New Me kind of thing. But it would start in like November, but it would take away a lot of my enjoyment over the holidays.
Yeah.
So
that's no fun.
We wanted to be aware of that. And we wanted to kind of talk about that with you guys of like, this probably isn't the time to be delulu.
Yeah.
Let's kind of avoid that.
I'd like to talk about like intentional eating.
Yes.
So we talked about a lot about mindfulness. And so for me, I mean, I've struggled with my weight most of my adult life. Yeah. And so for me, really honing in on, okay, first of all, you lost your light.
Pause.
Work. I finally had a good trajectory.
Right.
Ta-da! And we're back.
We're back.
Well, almost. Cassie's getting situated.
Do you remember, sorry, this is a total aside. Do you remember that Jimmy Fallon skit from SNL where he's like the DJ?
Oh, I don't
like,
know.
we're back. Anyway, it's hilarious. I went through a Jimmy Fallon phase.
I love Jimmy Fallon. He's fabulous. Did you know he has a slide in his house
I did know that.
That was from like pandemic when they were
Yes.
recording at his house, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's like life goals to have a
Well,
to
yeah,
have a
my
slide
dad
in your
always
house.
talked about building one in one of our houses, like at
Oh.
our lake house.
Heck yeah.
And we didn't have it. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's done it.
I want to slide in my house.
I
love
think
that.
it'd be fun.
I love that. That would be fun. And that would be like exercise in the house, right? You got to use your hands when you like hoist yourself down there before you slide down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to use your abs as you like.
I like the justification. I like the justification.
Okay, that's total crap. There's no way that would help. Okay, so I
But
want
it'd be fun. It would help
be-
your mindset.
It would help
bring
your
joy.
emotional and your mental health.
Yes.
Because it would bring joy to your life. So I started kind of touching on like mindful eating. And so I definitely went through a period of I would lose weight, I would gain weight, I would lose weight, I would gain weight, I would lose weight, I would gain weight is finally where I left off. And then I came to a place of like love and acceptance and realizing that like I want to take care of myself. I want to feel good. I want to feel strong. I started focusing more on that and self-love and compassion. But with that, I found intentional eating, which I think helps me to at least maintain my weight versus to continue to grow. But just listening to yourself when you're full, especially when you've got a million plates in front of you and you're like, oh my God,
Right.
I want a little of this and a little of this and a little of this. That's just it. Taking little bits and getting a bite
Yes.
of all the different things instead of a plate full of all the different things.
Well, and you know, the holidays is like everyone's sharing their baked goodies or your
Yeah.
baking goodies.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay, just being aware
yeah.
of what your goals are. And like, I am never going to tell you not to eat a cookie. Like,
Definitely not.
We are not about that
No,
shade.
no.
Like,
I
don't
will
do
eat
that.
the cookies. I will have a cookie every day until they're gone.
Right. But it's one
It's
instead
one.
of like,
And try not to eat. Like,
Yes.
try not to eat 10 in one day, which sometimes I would do. I'm not
right.
gonna lie.
I think I have a history of like binge eating.
Yes,
and
I do
so
too.
being aware of that.
Yeah.
And some of this intentional, you know, kind of started out from that. But then also, so in the holiday planner, you will find these sheets, which are your menu planning. And so just bringing in things that you know are going to help you kind of balance that out. Like my family, we're bread people. We love our carbs. And I am a sides girl. So like I could take or leave the turkey, chicken, whatever it is. It's not really my jam. But give me the sides. Like I want them all. And so for me, I have to be like, okay, can we add a salad? Like, can I balance this out with some things and kind of creating a balanced
Oh
meal?
my God, I so want, you said that I'm not into the turkey, but guess what? You put stuffing, turkey, gravy, and cranberry sauce all in one. And oh my God, I am so hungry right now. Is it lunchtime yet?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like my jam.
The cranberry sauce is what
That
does it
sounds
for
great,
me. Yes, I get
Yes.
it. But yes, trying to balance it out with some better things.
Yes, and a tradition that my brother-in-law brought to our family is the holiday happy hour. So now we have that in here too. So
I
that's
love it.
fun. Yes.
Yeah, that is fun.
So you have your like Thanksgiving Day meal, and then you have a more in-depth one for your dinner, and then of course grocery lists because you got to know what you're bringing. And I divided them up by like category because now in my family we just kind of break out like you go by this category. You go if it's like pretty.
Yeah.
So that it helps kind of spread the cost around now that we're all adults, depending on what your family vibe is.
Yeah. I
Do
love
with that what you will.
Yeah.
So that it's not like, one sister or brother or mom like buying everything. Sometimes it still is. It just, if someone wants to host, like go for it. But having that financial discussion to set expectations. We just talked about that actually for vacation we went on of like, ooh, now that we're all adults, we need to be better about communicating like what is everyone's budget, and it's not just mom picking up the tab anymore.
Well,
like,
I mean, this doesn't fall. I mean, this falls in the wellness category. But when a few years ago, when my grandma died, actually, we went to New Mexico and we did Thanksgiving dinner in an Airbnb, and it ended up being that my husband and I cooked all of Thanksgiving dinner. My brother helped too. We did all of Thanksgiving dinner while family sat around and chatted. And then by the end of that, I was getting really upset. And so then after that, we were like, okay, we're splitting things up, because I was like, we got to share. And it's usually my mom that did it. My mom would do all of the meals, and we would like help with one or two things. But now when we get together, we've split it off. Mom's like, okay, I'm in charge of this and this. Fill in, what do you want to make? Which is so healthy. So we make like a Google Doc, and people join in on what they're going to bring. And then they bring some food too. So it's not just her in charge of the bill. I think that's super healthy, but I love that this is super organized, so you can sit down and do it. Yeah, like before the holidays even start, to plan it out together,
plan it out and say, okay, what are the foods that people really want? And again, for us, it's helped bring in-laws as they join in, because as we're having these discussions, being like, what's your favorite meal?
Yeah.
Like, or what's your favorite side that you want to share with the family? Like, just helping them be welcome at the meal and like have something, but then also different health considerations. So, you know, like at one point, one of my brothers-in-law, he was not eating any sugar. And so it was like, okay, that's fine. I don't understand it, but that is fine. Like, you do you. So we did like some sugar-free desserts, and it was just like making sure, but going back into your health of like, that was his choice, and we wanted to enable him to be able to continue that lifestyle while not feeling deprived throughout the holidays. So there are some things that you can do for that.
I think that's important. My uncles are new to town this year, and this is probably going to be the first holidays that they spend with us, like here, instead of just like a quick pop-in. So we should probably reach out to him and his spouse, because this is probably his spouse's first bit of traditions with us. So I love that. I will take that to them and see what we can do to include them both. I love that.
Yeah. So that's been fun. It's been a good like facilitator, but then also like for myself, when I'm not in a crazy, like when we've left behind the delusion that I'm going to lose 70 pounds in a month, it's good to be like, okay, what do I really want to eat? If I'm being intentional, like, are there treats that I want to make sure that I have?
Right. Maybe don't have all the treats.
Maybe
but
don't have
like,
all the treats,
but if I need these handful of items that you're like, I need to taste this at Christmas
this for the holidays. There's also a baking planner. So outside of that, like if you're doing like a baking day, like you mentioned with all the girls, you wanted to have a baking day.
And I love the baking day, but also when you do the baking day, you don't take home all the treats yourself.
Right.
You make plates for the neighbors and plates for coworkers, and you share. You share your holiday goodies, so that way you're not having to take all that home with you.
But going back to the baking day and being intentional with all of this is communicating those expectations. Because like when it was at my house, it was like, oh, do you have all the ingredients? And other people would just show up. Like, sometimes I was fine with that, but sometimes I wasn't. So just having, I think this planner can help facilitate a lot of those difficult conversations that are like, hey, we want to do this baking day. Would you be willing to bring this? Or what do you want on the baking day thing? And whatever suggestion you have, great. Bring your ingredients for that, and we'll all bake it.
I love that. You're setting boundaries.
You're setting boundaries, but in a way that doesn't feel as scary or as authoritarian. Or
I was going to say it's a gentle way.
It's
a gentle way to set boundaries, so that way you can help facilitate those conversations that might otherwise be difficult, especially if boundaries are new.
Yes.
If boundaries are new and it's something you've not done before, then this can be very helpful to facilitate that.
Right. And for a lot of us, like, we have changing family dynamics. Like I said, like over the last couple of years, we've had several in-laws that have been added into our family. So feeling that out and being intentional with like, okay, what does your family want out of the holidays as we're bringing this in? Like, I've already kind of done this for me and mine. So how can we accommodate yours kind of? So it helps you know like if that's gonna vibe for you or if you need to have a conversation, but it allows you to be mindful not only about your budget, not only about how you want your holidays to feel because you've already figured that out, but then how you want to fuel your body throughout the holidays. And maybe that is treating yourself to certain foods and making sure that you get that, but then not just winging it. And then before you know it, like you said, in January, you're like, ooh, bummer, dude.
My pants don't fit and I wear sweats.
Oh, no. Now I gotta go blow my budget on a whole new wardrobe. We don't want that.
Yep, we don't want that.
So again, another short and sweet episode, but we hope you have a fabulous holiday season, an intentional holiday season, and you get the treats you want, and you are gentle with your mind and gentle with your body and taking Audrey's advice and eating intuitively.
Yeah.
which we just did a whole series
just
on intuition.
on intuition.
So if you're
yeah.
like, how do I do that? How do I know intuitively what I need to do? Go listen to those podcasts as well.
Yeah, I love that. Do the whole, do I need this or do I not need that? Like specifically ask yourself before you get into something. And you can do that with all the things. It doesn't just have to be with the food. It can be with the activities too.
Yes.
Do I do this or do I leave it?
And even if you planned it, you can change it also.
You can get to that very moment where you're like, I just don't have enough energy to give any more today.
Right.
So even though we've been planning for a month to go do this event, today I just can't. So, and that's okay.
It's okay too.
It's okay to cancel.
All right. I think that's it for that one.
He's done. We see you next time.
See ya.
Thank you for tuning into the Vibrant Life podcast. We hope today's episode has energized and inspired you to live your best life. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so as to never miss an episode. And please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring you more valuable content. Remember, your journey to Vibrant Life is ongoing. Stay connected with us on social media at Vibrant Life Society for daily tips, motivation, and community support. As we wrap up today's conversation, we encourage you to embrace each moment, pursue your passions, and prioritize your well-being. Together, let's create a life that radiates with energy and purpose. Until next time, live vibrantly. See you in our next episode.